We are on the mythical island of Ibiza, and it looks pretty much like any other beach town in Spain. But apparently there's a side on this island where it's much more relaxed and where we can be naked. So we're gonna try and find out. Ibiza was never very high on our bucket list, and the town San Antonio perfectly explains why. While this used to be a magnet to artists and creative people, mass tourism turned it into yet another Spanish tourist town, as there are a dime a dozen. Only when we heard that nudity is quite accepted on Ibiza, our curiosity was tickled. We decided to start our search at the most obvious place, the nude beach.
I'm not sure if this whole beach is considered a nude beach or just a section of it. The fact that there's a huge beach bar behind me and that there's lots of lounge chairs, beach chairs, makes me think that it might be just at one end, but yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of strange stuff on the beach. What do you think it is?
It's definitely from the dunes or from a tree or something. It's definitely not from the ocean. No.
Looks like shit. Maybe I'm not supposed to say shit.
No.
That's good then.
Maybe we should blur it.
Looks like dung. Taste it.
No. Jesus, Nick. I spy with my little eye, well, I think I do, the nude section. So my little eye was correct. We spotted a young couple, a slightly older couple, and a guy alone. And I'm gonna let you decide in which category we belong. But anyway, we found the nude section.
So it is more towards the south, away from the beach bars and the buildings, which doesn't really come as a surprise, but on the other hand, it's an official nude beach, so technically it should be anywhere. But maybe it is, like what we do is just a snapshot. This is the beginning of May. Maybe when this place gets crowded, there are full with naked people at the beach bars. We don't know.
This is definitely what I was hoping to find here. It is a quiet beach, it's nice, and there are no big buildings because this area behind me is protected. So it is just nice green dunes. It is very close to the city, so there is a lot of boat traffic, which is just cool to watch. And yeah, I like it. It's a nice beach.
I wonder if a lot of people who come to Ibiza know about this side, about this particular place, but just that Ibiza has a side like this that's not fully built. Another naked couple just sat down about 10 meters from us, which makes vlogging a little bit complicated. But I think we can wrap up the video here. Is it possible to get comfortably naked in Ibiza?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, that's it. Nah, even though this is a really nice beach, it's just our first stop, and I think we can do, maybe we do better than this. We haven't even seen the whole beach because I can't show you at the moment, but in the far distance there's another beach bar, so let's go check that one out. The other beach bar is right over there. And it's not really because we're up for a drink. Yeah, I know, but it's still early and we still have to make a video. But it's mostly because I want to know if the nude part will also stop there, or maybe that's the nude beach bar.
This is a shout out to each and every single one of you. If you are on the beach and you see glass, pick it up, throw it in the trash can, please, or just pick up 3 pieces of trash, and then we have beautiful beaches all over the world.
The section at this beach bar is definitely more clothing optional than the one in the beach bar in the north. In fact, I had to walk a bit further to find a decent angle where there's no naked people behind me. So now that this is all clarified, let's see what else Ibiza has to offer.
Before heading to another beach, we wanted to make a stop in Ibiza town, but that was harder than we imagined. Are you filming a slightly getting annoying lens?
Where are we gonna park? Take a parking spot.
Yeah. When we eventually didn't find a single parking spot, we drove further and ended up in Playa d'Ambossa, one of the places that put Ibiza on the world map.
This is the beating heart of modern day Ibiza, with the emphasis on beating. All the big clubs are right here. There's Ushuaia on my left, there's High Ibiza on my right, and every week some of the best DJs around the world come to Ibiza. I've seen David Guetta, I've seen Paul Kalkbrenner. Normally also too many DJs come here, which is almost the best export product of Belgium after beer, chocolate and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I just want to eat.
Ibiza is world famous for its nightlife, and the interesting thing is that this is quite in contrast with its history.
During the mid-20th century, many Spanish artists tried to escape General Franco's dictatorship by fleeing to the islands, especially Ibiza. It quickly became a refuge and turned into an epicenter of the arts. During World War II, artists from all over Europe joined them, adding to Ibiza's vibrant scene. Jump ahead to the 1960s and the hippies arrived, looking for a place to live freely and celebrate love and freedom. With them came music. Legendary acts like Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, Bob Marley, the Velvet Underground, Bob Dylan and many more found their way to Ibiza, giving the island its unique sound. As these bands got bigger, so did their followings. By 1980, mass tourism hit Ibiza, with almost 1 million tourists flocking to the island, attracted by its low cost of living and mythical vibe. You can guess how this story will end. Prices went up and many of the original residents who wanted to stay out of the spotlight were replaced by those who wanted to see and be seen. Music is still the heart and soul of Ibiza, but the flower power rhythms have been replaced by techno beats. Over the next few decades, Ibiza became the home of the world's most renowned DJs, transforming into the dance capital of the world it is today.
Today money runs the island and it works like a magnet on the rich and famous and everybody who wants to be rich and famous. Why are we not staying here?
Pointing out the obvious? Because we're not rich and famous. Well, maybe we're famous, but definitely not rich.
And I read that the prices of a beer here are over 15 euros here in the Ushuaia Club. Yeah, I like to drink a lot of beer. And then there's this. It's not really hard to see why they have to play such loud music. I think we're starting to sound like old people. It's funny, there used to be a time when we dreamt of coming to Ibiza to party all day and all night, but now not so much anymore. Maybe it's the age that is catching up on us, but I just don't feel much for partying all night. We became day parties. We still like to party, but we prefer day parties. And of course, that's also possible in Ibiza. But I'm not planning to pay 15 euros for a beer. And instead we got a tip about a place where the beers should be cheaper, where there's also day parties, and where there's a nude beach.
Maybe we are getting old, but probably it's just a vibe that comes with high-class clubs where money and appearance are the highest good. In a way, we're more like hippies, and we hope that something of the hippie vibe still remains.
I would say it's even busier here than where we just come from, but there's a whole different vibe. It's much more relaxed, much less seeing and being seen. And there should be a nude section here, or it's an unofficial nude beach, so the bar is on the other side, so we have to walk anyway. So yeah, let's have a look around. Filming on nude beaches has always been a bit difficult, but here in Ibiza with so much topless, even filming on any beach is tricky. Like I really have to be careful where I point the camera. It's so crowded here, so I'm not sure if there's gonna be a nude section. But we still have a long beach to walk.
I'm gonna let you in a little secret. I already had a peek at the bar's Instagram account and I saw some skinny dip pictures. So the chances that the bar is at the clothing optional part or at the nude part of the beach is quite high, but don't tell Nick.
So many people here. I'm actually very glad that we didn't go to Ushuaia. Like there's so many more people here. This is so very different from the beach clubs we were earlier. There are a lot of people, there's also a DJ playing, but the vibe is completely different. Everybody's very relaxed, very chilling on the beach. There's so much topless that I can hardly film, so you just have to believe me. But before we get into the madness, I first want to see if there's actually still a part nude beach. Just past the bar is a large empty space with some flat rocks, some small coves, so it could be possible that this is considered the nude beach, that people just get naked here. Would be totally fine, totally possible. But there is another possibility. Right over there, there's Linz, but a little bit behind her, you see a small tower, and that may look familiar. I don't know if it's gonna look familiar because I don't remember whether we filmed it or not, but it actually marks the beach where we were this morning, so maybe it could be that the official nude beach actually is seen as the nude beach of this beach, if that makes any sense.
For now, the sun is setting and the music is calling and I'm thirsty. So I really want to go to the bar.
An important lesson we learned yesterday is that Ibiza has different faces, from the famous nightclubs where it's all about seeing and being seen and where elements of nudity are used to attract the eye, to the laid-back beach bars where nudity is so common that it almost becomes unnoticed. And also that the hippie vibe is still alive on the island, and we kind of think that there might be a connection between that and the acceptance of nudity on the beaches of Ibiza. So we're going to another nude beach today, but we're also going to try to find out if we can see more of this hippie thing on the island. And we're starting here. Do you feel the energy?
Absolutely. Is that the same as feeling that my coffee has kicked in? Is that the type of energy we're talking about?
This place is said to attract hippies and spiritual souls for decades, and some of them even think that the big rock behind me is one of the last leftovers of the sunken city Atlantis.
The size of the rock is just enormous. To give you an idea, over there are two little boats. You can barely see them. I'm gonna try to film them and zoom in, but it's so huge. There's just one thing missing, and that is some dolphins, like pew, 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 right here, because it is dolphin season. So that would be incredible.
It's not hard to see why people came here to seek spirituality and inner rest. This place is so very different from anything we've seen yesterday. But this is the south of the island, by the way, and most hippies used to be in the north. And very conveniently, that's also where the nude beach is, where we want to go to.
Before heading to the beach, we wanted to make another stop along the way. Throughout the years, Las Dalias used to be a major hotspot for hippies and artists. It's rumored that even Bob Marley once jammed here with a local band. But those were times with many psychedelic substances and no smartphones, so nobody remembers if it actually happened. Today, Las Dalias hosts the most famous hippie market of Ibiza.
It's a good thing that we're traveling with a backpack, because otherwise this market would cost us a fortune.
Just look at it, they have all these amazing things.
Ibiza dresses.
So soft. This is definitely not your typical Spanish market. It's way cooler. They just sell really cool stuff. A lot of the stuff are really handmade, eco-friendly, and for me that is also what that period of time meant. Eco-friendly, be aware of your environment, save the planet.
I expected this place to be just a brutal exploitation of its past, but there's actually a really good vibe. Of course, it's probably nothing like what it used to be, but everything changes, and if this is the modern hippie market, I'm totally fine with it.
Then there was one more hippie stop.
This bar is said to be the first hippie bar in Ibiza and one of the most important meeting points. And I can already feel it. I can feel the vibe.
How does it feel?
It feels very hippie-ish. Or maybe it's the hunger I feel. I also hope that the food is going to be very good.
That is a lot of food.
Let's hope it's also good food.
Let's try.
Oh, dangerous.
Okay, wait, I need to seize it. Oh, no. First like this. presentation-wise,
Spanish.
it is very Spanish. Yeah, it's just, it's 4 different breads with 4 different things on it, and it's just all on top of each other. How's the food?
A lot. Look at there. More.
Yeah!
Bringing more.
I was thinking the exact same thing, like, okay, did we just order 2 of these platters?
One each.
One each. The food was really okay. It was not super delicious. It was not the best thing that I ever had, but I don't know. Maybe it was the vibe. Maybe it was that hippie feeling that came over me. I don't know. It was just, yeah, it was good. It was really good.
If anything, I don't think that the hippies were very hungry back in the day. It was a perfect meal to spend the rest of the day relaxing on the beach.
There are definitely many remnants of the hippie times on Ibiza, but they all seem rather a distant memory than something that is still alive today. We really hope that our last stop of today can change this.
Our last stop of today used to be one of the most popular beaches among hippies, and today it's one of the 2 official nude beaches. So I don't think we can talk about a coincidence, and in my romanticized visions, this is the place where everything will just fall together.
That's just your hippie vibe talking. Your inner hippie vibe talking. Oh my God. Not bad for a last stop.
And just like that, the dream shatters. This used to be a beach bar. It's not one anymore. So yeah, a nude beach can never be perfect without a beach bar.
Maybe we should reopen it.
Then it's definitely gonna be a hippie beach. On my right hand there are a handful of clothed people. Then on my left hand there are many more people, and a lot of them seem to be naked. On closer side, actually a lot of the people here have chosen for the bathing suit option. That's the thing with these very tiny Spanish bikinis. From a distance you never surely, you think that there's a lot of naked people, but once you get closer, people are still wearing bathing suits. But yeah, this is Spain, there's not too many people, so we're not just gonna get naked anyway.
I would love to say this is a perfect spot and we have some shade and everything, but there are a million signs everywhere that you have to be careful for falling rocks. So
Living on the edge.
living on the edge, or are we just going for the sun? What do you think?
Yeah, Agua Blanca, it's a bit of a disappointment. I just expected much more from it, and I'm totally sure that in the past it was much more. Or maybe that too is just my imagination.
Really? I think it's beautiful. Just look at it. The colors are amazing. It's so wide, it's big. I think it's wonderful.
It's a beautiful beach, but I'm missing the vibe. And although we found that the hippie vibe is still alive in Ibiza, we really had to search for it. And I don't think it rules the island anymore. But the good news is that there's an island just south of Ibiza that has also a very important hippie history, and where naturism is still very, very popular, or at least that's what we heard. It's not very well known, and we think that maybe it could be the underdog naturist island of Europe. And we're gonna find out, but that's gonna be for our next video. So if you don't want to miss that,
Make sure you subscribe to our channel, put on your notifications so you don't miss anything, and we just see you in 2 weeks. Bye!
bye.
There is just one more thing that this hippie needs to check. Whew. Refreshing.